Yeah, so that happened, but before we get to that. Hey there, you lovely legends. My name is Fedor. I'm a stand-up comedian. Not a famous one. I don't have a Netflix special. I just tour the world to perform in dodgy bars in weird places. And in this vlog, we're gonna have a look at what the fuck that looks like. Hey there, you lovely legends, and welcome back. This is day 2 of our tour across Europe with some of the comedians from the Amsterdam scene. Yesterday we had our first show in Bansko, Bulgaria, which was a lovely fun show. And today it's time for number 2, and from here it's also kind of full pace. Because pretty much every day we're gonna have a show in another city, another country. So that's pretty intense and tiring. It means we have to drive through the day, arrive at the location, set up the show, because most of these places we're organizing the show ourselves. So set up the show, set up the venue, and get ready to perform, do the show, and repeat. It's drive, show, sleep, repeat for the next week or so. So that also means that we're going to have less time for vlogging, unfortunately. So they're going to be a bit shorter. I'm going to put 2 cities in the same vlog. And deal with it. It's what it is. I wish I had more time for the vloggity vlog, but we're doing the tour detour. We're starting off now with a show in Sofia, which is the capital of Bulgaria. So from here it's not even that far of a drive. It's just a 2-hour drive. It's quite a nice drive. And I like Sofia. When you approach Sofia, you get worried for a little while, because the only thing you see is these Eastern European big block buildings that look very depressing. But the city center is actually quite nice. You have some nice churches, nice old and big buildings. You got a big cathedral, and there are also some ruins, excavations. It's quite a nice town. And the show tonight is in a place called the Steps, which is called the Steps because the place has steps. They're not the most creative people. They're nice, but they're not the most creative. And we'll have a local comedian on as well, Dimmy Deyanski, who's part of the Inside Joke. It's a comedy group that runs shows in English and Bulgarian all across Bulgaria. And let's see, it's gonna be a fun show, I think, I hope. It better be. I'm tired, I need coffee.
If you ever meet a Russian woman, it's just a tip. Don't ask her this question, because I would get that question asked all the time. And it's, Alina, as a Russian girl, did you dream of becoming a ballerina? And I then have to explain that Russian girls, we don't dream. What the fuck would we dream about? A better future? It's true, even when my mom, she would put me to bed, she would never be like, okay, honey, sweet dreams, mwah. Never. She would just be like, okay, honey? Shut your eyes, what are you looking at? And I was a kid, so of course I would be like, Mom, I'm scared of the monsters under the bed. And my mom, she always said, good, feels good. Alright, you guys are an awesome audience. Are you guys ready for the most
This is amazing to be in front of such a big live audience. Even if it isn't, I don't know what this is. It's weird. I don't know what usually happens here, but I don't know why you needed to protect the beams. I also noticed some interesting similarities, by the way, well, not really similarities, but some things with the Bulgarian language and Dutch. Because when the scooter ran into me today, the guy just went, Oppa! Which in Dutch means grandfather. So I was like, good, I'm walking here. I'm getting older. No need to call me grandfather. It's a tricky word like that, because in different contexts it will, be used differently. For instance, if you imagine, I would be having sex with somebody, but I'm getting older, so, maybe, it won't come up. Then I would go like, Oppa! But she would probably go, Oppa! In the Dutch way, like that, granddad. Okay, so we're gonna explore Belgrade. You've never been, right?
No, I've never been to Belgrade.
Cool. I've been, but I don't remember as most places. so let's see what this place has to offer.
I actually like this kind of atmosphere.
Oh yes, yeah, it's a very cozy vibe. What do you like about it? Enlighten us.
It's you know, I mean, they don't try to hide it.
It's honest architecture. That's what you. It looks a bit like bullet holes, which it might be here, to be honest. Yeah, apparently we found the posh part of town. doesn't look that posh, but apparently the posh is locked up here.
Oh wow!
Okay, let's have a look at the fortress here in Belgrade. In the center of Belgrade you find a big ancient fortress area, actually, because it has a big park around it. Buildings date from several periods, and the whole site is 2,300 years old already. It's been part of a lot of wars throughout the centuries, and is awesomely located where the two rivers come together or go apart. I'm not sure. But there are two rivers, and at one point it's one river, and I don't know in which sequence. Yes, you little tanky. I mean, this is what I love in these countries, is this Cyrillic script, because I'm dyslexic and I'm like, yeah buddy, I also don't know what to do with the R.
So now it makes sense.
Yeah, I do the same with the R. I'm like, yeah, sometimes that way, sometimes the other way, whatever. I thought this time, instead of showing you guys some stand-up that we did, let's show you guys something else that happened. Yeah, so that happened. 80% of the audience just started booing loudly. And we had 100 to 110 people in, so that's a lot of booing. But they weren't booing us, so that was fine. No, they were booing somebody else, another audience member. Because the thing is, this is Belgrade, Serbia, the capital of Serbia. And just last week, the #1 tennis player in the world at this time, Djokovic, who's also Serbian, got denied access to Australia. He got kicked out and couldn't participate in the Melbourne Open. And the Serbians took that personal.
Belgium, Australia? You're Belgian? Belvin? Melbourne! Okay, that makes way more sense. Here's the thing. Come on, listen. Clearly, this is a man who was also kicked out. Alright? This is a man who has a lot in common with Djokovic, which is why he's here right now. Right? Right? Come on. If he was a real Australian, he'd be busy kicking all of us out, okay? But he's here, so we welcome him.
But I have to say, Sid, who was hosting the show, did really well at winning back the audience, having the audience focus on the show again, not on the guy from Australia, and also not murdering the guy from Australia. In the end, it was a really good, fun show. We had like a lot of drinks. We stayed for about 4 hours after the show, drinking with the audience members that kept buying us drinks and kept wanting to chat to us. I also found out there were actually more Australians there, but the other ones wisely kept their mouths shut. And now I have a hangover, and still quite a drive to do all the way to Zagreb. We got 4 more cities on this tour. So yeah, gonna hit the road. Well, you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and I'm gonna go fluff a panda. Fluff that panda. See you in the next one.